Well. Oh man, some female wrestlers in the SmackDown Women's division never learn when to get better in the fucking ring. It turns out, from what I heard, my only favorite podcaster in the entire IWC, and from what I heard from one of my Twitter friends, it seems like the Fire Ronda Rousey chants are trending on Twitter. You know who Ronda Rousey makes me think of? Snorlax. Ronda Rousey looks like Snorlax from Pokemon. Man, I wonder if Drowsy is an actual normal type Pokemon that sleeps 7 hours a week. Oh man. let me cut the shits and giggles, man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, man. I'm IWN. This is your November the 29th, 2022 Monday Night Raw review. If you're just now tuning in, please hit the thumbs up. Let's get a lot of likes on the stream minimum. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Sorry for the wait, man. I apologize for that. It's going to be like that sometimes. Sometimes I'm going to be late for the stream. Sometimes I'm going to be early for the stream. It is what it is, man. It's going to be like that from time to time. Dawson, I had a fucking idiot in my chat spamming my goddamn chat. I had an idiot named 69xx.site spamming my chat. I made you moderator for a reason, for you to get him the fuck out of my chat. I don't want no spammers in my chat when I'm live with my reviews and watch-alongs. You know I don't allow those kind of people in there. Get them out! Get them out. But anyways, guys, hit that thumbs up, man. Let's get a lot of likes on the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We are almost at 500 subscribers, man. I got to give myself a round of applause, man. It's all thanks to me, man. It's all thanks to the content that I've been streaming, producing, and uploading on the channel. And guess what? I seemingly have new thumbs for my videos now. If you guys exit out the stream and go back to the stream, click back on the stream, and you'll see the newest thumbnail. The newest thumbnail that I have on my stream. And my other newest thumbnail that I have on the other stream, which is the one with Austin Theory and the Bloodline. And speaking of Austin Theory and the Bloodline, if you guys haven't checked out my 2022 Survivor Series review, I recommend you to go do so. Go check it out. Give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you liked about it. Let me know if you didn't. Let me know what you liked about it, and let me know what you didn't like about it. At least let me know what you didn't like about it. At least let me know whether I need to improve on my reviews or not, or whatnot. Now, after the Monday Night Raw review, obviously I'm going to be going over your WWE and AEW Tuesday afternoon news before I get on out of here and get ready to go to work. It's a nice day outside, I tell you that. And I had the background to match the beautiful day outside. The perfect background to match the fucking view that I'm looking at. If you guys like what I did with my background, man, let me know. You got AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Dexter Lumis in the background, man, on the right side of the screen, as you guys can see. I decided that this week I'm going to start making changes. I'm going to start putting new thumbnails on my reviews and watch-alongs. Brand new backgrounds, you know, and I'm going to be changing my YouTube channel art banner this week. I'm going to have a brand new channel art banner with a Christmas background on it. I'm going to have my favorite rappers on there. I'm going to have my favorite Dragon Ball Super characters on there. All that tons of shit, man. All that stuff. So much more, guys. So a lot of changes are going to be made to my YouTube channel starting this week. I've already made some changes to my streams, watch-alongs. I've already put new thumbnails. I've already made new thumbnails for my streams, watch-alongs. I got to make the brand new AEW Dynamite thumbnail for my reviews and watch-alongs. And I got to make the brand new SmackDown thumbnail for my SmackDown and Rampage watch-alongs and review. Tomorrow, I am going to, tomorrow before AEW Dynamite, I'm actually going to post the schedule for next week because I already got next week's schedule planned. I got it in my head, so I'm going to actually post it for you guys. Make sure whenever you see the notify me button, push that button so you'll be notified on when I go live with my reviews and watch-alongs because, like I said, sometimes I'm late, sometimes I'm live late, and sometimes I'm live early with my reviews and watch-alongs. It all depends. So, thank you guys for joining the live chats for Monday Night Raw review. And hopefully when I give you guys your WWE and AEW Tuesday afternoon news that you'll enjoy the stream. We got a lot to go over. We got a lot of WWE news on Brian Kendrick, Raquel Rodriguez, as well as Randy Orton. And we got some news on SmackDown, Fox, and DirecTV customers. And I'm not happy about this. This one is going to be the most important news on the stream. The news on SmackDown and DirecTV customers, like myself. I got a lot to say about that. And I got an idea of who Rhea Ripley's opponent is going to be for WrestleMania 39. Now, obviously, it's not going to come to a surprise as to who I think Rhea Ripley will be facing for WrestleMania 39, who I think she should be in the match with. And I think Rhea Ripley should walk out as the new champion. Yeah, I'm giving you a hint. I'm giving you a hint when I say new champion. I'm giving you a hint, guys, as to who I think Rhea Ripley should face. Now, give me some time here. I got to pull some things up here. I got to pull my notes up here. While I'm doing that, I'm going to turn on some music. And guys, this is a review. This is not a watch along, okay? I know you guys get confused sometimes. You're probably thinking, is this a watch along that IWN is going live with? Or is this a review? This is a review. This is a review. Don't worry. Don't frustrate yourselves. Sit back and let me do my work, man. Sit back and let me give you guys the best review on the channel. I gotta pull some things up here though first. Pull my notes up here. All of my notes. It's uploading. Uploading. All right, here we go, man. Here we go. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and begin the Monday Night Raw review. Hopefully, when I post a voting poll on my community page on YouTube, hopefully you guys will vote perfect or good, because I'm not going to be repeating myself as much. Not anymore. I'm working on not doing that, period. But see, I see disorders, man. It's not even funny. Like, some disorders will make you do things, and some disorders you have don't make you do things. I mean, like, it's one thing. It's complicated. It's hard for me to explain to you guys. It's really, really complicated. I mean, I don't try to let autism to stop me from, succeeding, because I continue to succeed every week on my YouTube channel. And I continue to learn new things at my job. So, it's always a good thing to learn something new. It's always a good thing to be able to do what you know how to do already, instead of doing what you don't know how to do. You don't want to do what you don't know how to do. If you don't want to do this and do that, then you could get fired, stuff, or you could get distracted, lose control with what you're doing. It's all about positivity. It's not all about this negativity. A lot of people say it now. I didn't believe it at first, but I believe it now. I've gotten everything I've ever wanted. But then here I am continuing to say, oh, I want this. Oh, I want that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, folks, I made Dawson as the new YouTube moderator, man. I mean, he's in the chat every week, so I had no choice. I had no choice, man. And Dawson, if you see anybody negative in my live chat, making negative comments about me, saying that my channel sucks, saying that my reviews of watch along suck, and shit like that, immediately booked him from the chat. I don't tolerate negativity in my live chats. If there's somebody negative in the chat saying negative things about me and my audience, get them out. Get them the fuck out. All right? Get them out of my chat. Immediately remove them. I ain't dealing with that. I ain't in the mood for that. I ain't got time for negativity, man. I'm all about positivity. I'm focusing on me, myself. Yeah, man, YouTube is good when it want to be, but YouTube is bad when you got negative WWE, AEW shields in your chat fucking saying wrestling is fake. Oh, IWN is this. IWN is an asshole. Or IWN's a geek, an idiot. You know? No, I'm any of those things. I'm none of those things. Oh, but when I say I'm all about giving you guys what you want to hear and what you want to see, people don't say shit then. They keep their mouth shut when I say that. But anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and begin your Monday Night Raw review for real this time. I'm not joking. I definitely had some things to say before I got started. Please, if you don't got anything positive to say about me in the live chat, you can kindly get the fuck out. It's that simple. Get out if you don't have any positive things to say about me on my channel. I've been saying this for weeks. You can ask my YouTube subscriber, Cam. You can ask him. I've been saying this for weeks, dude. If you don't got nothing positive to say about me, if you don't respect the fact that I'm autistic, get the fuck out of my chat. Get out. Get out. Get out. Seriously. I'm not with the negativity this year or next year. I'm not going to be putting up with it next year because I'm going to start putting these live chats on slow motion or slow mode or something like that. I'm going to start putting people in timeout, man. I'm just going to start reporting people to YouTube like I've been doing. YouTube needs to find ways to keep these scammers and these negative shields out of people's live chats, like JD. JD, look at the shields. Look at the idiots that JD has to deal with when he's live with his reviews. You see what I'm saying? People just don't know when to keep their mouth shut. Don't know when to keep their mouth shut and stay out of other people's business. And it's unfortunate you're going to have people like that in life. Because people like that in life doesn't make your life any better. It makes people like that don't keep their mouth shut, that run their mouth and starts getting into fights with you, they make your life worse. That's not what a real friend is. A real friend is a friend that checks on you, that messages you, that calls you, checks on you, looks out for you, ride and dies for you, man. That's what a real friend is. A real friend is not a real friend that freaking dishes you in song tracks, that calls you out and tries to get you suspended on Twitter because your opinion stands out over majority of the others in the community. A real friend is not a real friend that'll throw a fist in your face and throws them up middle fingers at you on social media. Going live with the reviews, calling people out, saying, "Oh, this guy is a unrecognizable asshole," or this guy is a freaking dumbass, or this guy is this guy is that, you know. Come on, man. Really. Know your role, grow some balls, and sit the fuck down. All right? Sit down. That's all I got to say about that. All right, so Monday Night Raw opened up with a recap of the Bloodline winning the WarGames match. And the aftermath, Bloodline members Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Solo Sikoa were shown walking backstage and being chummy with one another. You know, it's a shame that I have to get on here and cuss sometimes because people just don't know when to shut up. And I don't mean to do it. I do it in a positive way. I cuss in a positive way, not in a negative way. No. I don't cuss in a negative way, unlike these ungrateful criminals and these freaking anti-groups out here. It's killing, shooting, killing people, man, you know? I don't do all that. I do it, I cuss, I do it for the positive reason, not for negative reason. Even though we are adults, we can say what we want. Kids are the only ones that can't cuss. Yeah, you can't cuss as a kid, but when you grow up, yeah, you can. You can't do it when you're a kid or a baby, though. It's not right. It doesn't look right. It wouldn't look right. It wouldn't, put it this way, it wouldn't look right for a kid to cuss, man, simply because he's just not grown. He's not an adult. Now, if he was grown and adult, yeah. But the point is, if I see negative comments like IWN is nothing, he's just a JD wannabe or a BC Amplify wannabe or a wrestle culture wannabe, you're getting removed. I don't want to hear stuff like that. I'm not any of those podcasters or journalists. I'm IWN. I'm the only IWN that's going to be live with reviews and watch-alongs. I'm the only IWN that you're going to see on YouTube. This is the only IWN YouTube channel that's going to be trending, that's going to have 100,000 subscribers at the end of the day. This is the only IWN YouTube channel that you're going to enjoy, that you're going to freaking invest, love, and look at his channel and say, IWN's got some good content on the channel. I'm going to subscribe. I'm going to comment. I'm going to check out some of his videos. And if I think they're boring, then I'll just unsubscribe. If I think they're great, I'm going to subscribe. I want people to look at my channel and say, wow, IWN is really doing something right. IWN is really making a difference for the IWC community. He is really learning a lot and taking notes from the best, from the greatest podcaster in the entire IWC. Yes, I am learning from JD, the greatest, the only greatest podcaster in the entire IWC. And when it comes to Dragon Ball content, I'm learning from guys like Solo Plays on Relink Gaming. When it comes to streaming Xenoverse 2, giving the people what they want. See, my channel is all about giving everybody, legitimately everybody, what they want to hear and what they want to see. I say that in so many ways possible. I'm saying it with a positive vibe, in a positive way, man, that I can only say it. I'm not all these freaking broke down YouTube content creators with freaking 20 subscribers, 30 subscribers giving shitty trash content. No. I'm sorry. I'm not any of those guys, okay? Don't compare me to them. I'm not. I know what you guys want to see on the channel, and I know what you guys don't want to see on the channel. So, that's all I got to say. That's all I should be saying. I shouldn't be saying nothing else. So, Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves. Kevin Patrick is terrible on commentary. They need to get him out of there. They really do. JD is not lying. JD 100% has a huge point. Kevin Patrick needs to get out. He really does. Get him out. He sounds awful on commentary. I watched Raw. The minute I came home from work, I watched Monday Night Raw. And when I heard Kevin Patrick's voice, I said, oh, no, they got to get him out. They got to get him off of commentary. He is awful. He is bad. He sounds utterly disgusting on commentary. They really need to replace him with Mario Ranallo. Mario Ranallo needs to be on commentary with Corey Graves for Monday Night Raw. They don't need Kevin Patrick. Get him out. Get him off of commentary. Get him off of TV, if anything. Get him off of television. And I know somebody else they need to get off of television right now. And that's Ronda Rousey, because those Fire Ronda Rousey chants are still, or Fire Ronda Rousey hashtags are still trending on Twitter. And I got some news on that, guys. We're going to go over that, too. After the review, we're going to go over that news, as well as the other news I have for you guys after the review. Now, Kevin Patrick, Corey Graves were on commentary, and Mike Rome was the ring announcer. Becky Lynch made her entrance in a strong reaction, a very, very strong reaction. Once she was in the ring, a Becky chant broke out. The man has come around to Norfolk, Virginia. Lynch started. She said it felt good to be back and then welcome viewers to Raw. Lynch said she missed the fans. A welcome back chant started. Lynch said something didn't feel right. She said the man of the people should be with the people. Lynch left the ring and entered the crowd, where she high-fived a number of fans while they chanted her name. So then this is what happens after that. So we got Lynch spotted in yellow X-Man sweatshirt. Not sure why she was wearing that, but she said yellow is her color. I found the man's name was Bobby. So Bobby chants broke out. Why we got fans cheering Bobby? Why we got fans chanting Bobby in the arena, in the crowd? I don't understand that. Do you guys understand that? You guys have an idea of why they chanted Bobby in the crowd? I don't. It's going to be more like foggy outside when winter gets here. I tell you that. And then it's gonna have me saying froggy, I'm soggy, you know. Lynch spoke with another named Zachary and told him she's ready to go through hell and put her body on the line. Lynch said during the time been gone, the industry, yes folks, I said it, the industry has pretty much changed. Well, in real life, the industry has changed. I mean, look at all these fucking crimes and shootings and killings that's taking place. All in the United States, man. It's ridiculous. And it's not just in the United States. It's in countries like Mexico, Colombia, Africa, Haiti, all these assassinations in Africa that I'm seeing. It's freaking sad, man. Why does people got to shoot and kill people? Why can't you just fight? Use your fists instead of using guns. I don't know why these broke down people with anger issues have to use guns instead of using their fists, man. Why don't you fight instead of using guns? Why don't you stop anything? Stop using guns, stop fighting, and get the fuck along. Get along or move on. Simple. These communities need to come together as one, man. And you want to talk about community? Half of the people that live in my neighborhood are scared to come together as a community for some reason. Half of the people that live where my brother lives are scared to come together as one. That's just like if my older brother gets people to come together as a community, as a secretary. Would they actually do it? Huh? No. Because they're too scared. They're too afraid. Somebody might be carrying a gun in their pocket and they'll fucking be afraid to come together. It's crazy, man. It really is. People just can't keep their hands to themselves, man. People just can't. You gotta stay away from people like that. And people with guns in their pocket, you gotta stay away from people like that. When you see someone with a gun in their pocket, that means they're up to no good, dude. When you see somebody that's really angry, that's looking to kill somebody, they're up to no good, man. Really. Lynch spoke with another fan named Zachary. So a lot of new faces have come in, and a lot of familiar faces have come back. Lynch said she can't wait to slap the hell out of all of them. Bayley's entrance music interrupted Lynch, who groaned. Bayley headed to the ring and said it seemed Lynch was humbled based on how she was mingling the peasants. But then she went on and on. A Becky chant interrupted Bayley, who complained that she's received no respect for everything she's done for the last 4 months. Don't you dare call Bob a peasant, Lynch said. Bayley told Bob that he sucks. Lynch said Bob doesn't suck. Lynch said Bayley has been losing and then called her a loser. Lynch said she could go to the ring and they could fight. So then Lynch headed down the steps to go to the ring, but Dakota Kai Check this out. Dakota Kai and Io Sky showed up and fought with her. Bayley went in on the attack. They fought into the concourse area where the heels threw Lynch into over a merchandise stand table. Ouch. That looks like that hurts. Lynch stood up and turned the table over. Then threw a bunch of merchandise items at the Damage Control trio. Lynch threw Bayley onto the main merch table and display fell on top of her. Lynch was getting the better of the three heels when a group of security guards and referees showed up to pull the wrestlers apart. So this was a fun promo segment. The fans were hot for Lynch. Even before, listen to this, guys, even before she went into the crowd. So Bob was also laid back and playing along. This geek, this WWE geek, this weirdo, Zachary, yelled into the mic a couple of times, which probably had the suits feeling nervous in the back. It was odd to see Lynch get the better of Damage Control on a 3-on-1 situation. Damage Control is really falling out of the women's division, man. The fans are falling out of love for Damage Control. And I'm going to tell you what WWE needs to do with Damage Control right now. As soon as I read the rest, as soon as I give you guys the rest of my thoughts on this. So, yeah, folks, it was odd to see Lynch get the better of Damage Control in a 3-on-1 situation. I get that Lynch is the star of the division, but, you know, they just made it tough. No, in fact, never mind tough. They made it tougher to see Bayley as a threat to Lynch. You know, they fought into the concourse and destroyed a merchant stand. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, that had to hurt. I mean, come on. But seriously, guys, this was an awesome way to kick off the show. As far as the crowd goes, the crowd had energy. The crowd was in full effect. It was fully invested. And everything worked exactly as intended. Lynch, it is noted that Lynch is as over as anyone else in WWE right now. She received multiple chants during this segment. It was awesome. Bayley and Lynch had the crowd in the palms of their hands. Hell, the crowd in Norfolk, Virginia sounds better than the crowd that we heard from Survivor Series. Those fans were better than fans from the Survivor Series, man. Really. This was an awesome, awesome way to kick off the show. Very, very good. I love this. And I don't know if you guys know, but this episode of Monday Night Raw was better than last week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Everything on this show just felt great. It felt like a Triple H effect. This has Triple H's name written all over it. The fact that Monday Night Raw was great this week. Triple H had to be backstage for this week's Monday Night Raw. I wouldn't be surprised if he was. This was a hell of a fucking episode of Monday Night Raw, man. Now, when Monday Night Raw episodes like this are good, that's when I start going live my Monday Night Raw reviews. But when they start giving garbage on Monday Night Raw, when we start to get a terrible episode of Monday Night Raw, that's when I start to have second thoughts on going live with a Monday Night Raw review. When the show gets good, I go live for my Raw review. When the show doesn't deliver and it gets bad, I don't go live with my Monday Night Raw review. That's as simple as I can put it for you guys. That's as simple as I can say it. Now, the broadcast team spoke at ringside and set up a sponsored video package on the Judgment Day and the OC's feud. Entrances for the opening match took place. Oh, and by the way, the Becky Lynch and Bayley feud starting off to a great start, in my honest opinion. Meanwhile, my only greatest favorite podcaster, he thinks that the feud is starting off terrible. I think it started off great. I mean, I'm just saying. I respect his opinion, and I'm sure he respects mine. Guys, Elimination Chamber is coming up. I think this is going to lead to Becky Lynch versus Bayley for the Extreme Rules. So we're getting, no question about it, we're getting Bayley versus Becky for Extreme Rules in a one-on-one Extreme Rules singles match. Or not Extreme Rules, but Elimination Chamber singles match. So, again, we're getting Becky versus Bayley for Extreme Rules. WWE hasn't even confirmed this match yet, and I'm the only dude. That's how you know I'm doing. That's how you know I'm saying everything right here on the channel, man. I am doing great, man. I legitimately feel like I'm doing good. But I think Bayley versus Becky is the way to go about it for Extreme or Elimination Chamber. I'm about to say Extreme Rules again. Ugh. Bayley versus Becky for Extreme Rules. I'm done. I'm done, man. I can't get it right. I'm done. Becky versus Bayley for Elimination Chamber needs to happen. I think that's where this feud is leading to. I wouldn't be surprised if they booked the match. I would not be surprised. That should be the first match announced for Extreme Rules. Becky Lynch versus Bayley. That should be the first match announced for Elimination Chamber. For the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, not Extreme Rules IWN. I don't know where you're getting Extreme Rules from. They already produced the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Months ago. That's over. I don't know why you're thinking about Extreme Rules. So we got Rhea Ripley with Dominic Mysterio versus Mia and Yam. Yam's video wall said Megan, and she was introduced as Megan Mia Yam. Ripley took offensive control and did a lot of smack talk. Yam battled back with an offensive flurry and received a solid ovation when she looked to the crowd. Rightfully so, man. I mean, she is getting over very, very well. Even Rhea Ripley herself is getting over very well with the crowd. They are doing great, man. I love what WWE is doing with the OC and Judgment Day. This is one of the best feuds on Monday Night Raw, in my honest opinion. Becky Lynch and Bayley is another one. It's going to be another one. They got to make sure they are in producing these shows very well, man, because it is showing that they are truly doing just that. As far as Monday Night Raw goes and SmackDown. The only terrible thing on SmackDown is Braun Strowman and Ronda Rousey. Everybody else on that show is great. Well, Aaliyah's not that great. Aaliyah, put her on the list. She ain't great. She's terrible. Ripley, stuffed, eat defeat. Oh, and Lacey Evans. You might as well add her to the list of terrible wrestlers on that SmackDown men's and women's roster. But Ripley stiffed. He stuffed, eat defeat. She suffered an eat defeat by Mia Yim instead for her own finisher. But Yim countered into a DDT. Ripley rolled to ringside. Dom stood on the ropes, spoke to Yim, who ended up pulling him inside the ring. Yim backed Dom into a corner. Ripley attacked Yim from behind. AJ Styles ran out. Attacked Dom for the apparent no contest finish. So Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Luke Gallows, Karl Anderson ran out, joined the fight. The OC members cleared the heels from the ring. Judgment Day started to head back to the ring, so to speak. Or actually, no, they didn't head back to the ring. They headed to the back. but Styles got a bite and asked where they were going. Styles said he thought it was over at Survivor Series, but he was wrong. Rightfully so, he was. Styles said it would end tonight. Actually, it ended last night because Monday Night Raw was last night. Styles challenged Judgment Day to a 4-on-4 match and called for a referee. A referee immediately ran to the ring, and then the Judgment Day wrestlers returned to the ring and fought the OC. The brawl spilled over to ringside and the stage. So once Styles rolled Balor inside the ring, the referee called for the bell to start the match. So we got Judgment Day's Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest versus the OC's Mia Yim, AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson in an 8-person tag team match. The wrestlers at ringside stopped brawling and took their spot on the apron. A graphic listed new United States champion Austin Theory as appearing later in the show. At one point, Dom performed. Hey guys, what if we get Austin Theory versus Edge for the United States Championship? I just thought about that. Instead of Austin Theory versus Edge at WrestleMania 39, why don't we get Austin Theory versus Edge for Extreme Rules? For Elimination Chamber, I keep saying Extreme Rules. Damn it. I think the reason why I'm saying Extreme Rules is because, to me, Elimination Chamber and Extreme Rules almost sound the same to me. I think that's why I keep getting it mixed up with that. But guys, seriously, what if we get Austin Theory's United States Championship against Edge? What if we get Theory versus Edge for that title for Elimination Chamber? That would be a great match. I can see Austin Theory winning, getting over Edge. A win over Edge would boost up Austin Theory's resume for sure. A win over Edge would do wonders for Theory. It would be the biggest win of Theory's career. So instead of Theory versus Edge for WrestleMania 39, WWE needs to book Theory versus Edge for Elimination Chamber. I think that's the way to go about it, man. Have Edge come back, feud with Theory, man. I think that's what needs to happen. We don't need to see Theory feuding with Bobby Lashley and Seth Rollins. Enough is enough with that. But I wouldn't mind seeing Theory feud with Seth Rollins. I think it'd be a good feud, though. I just thought when I saw his name up there, I just thought, speaking of Theory, such and such. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, it said that Theory would appear later on in the show. At one point, Dom performed the Three Amigos on Anderson, which drew boos, while a graphic listed the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy for later in the show. I think that's another match that we're probably getting for Elimination Chamber. I can see us getting the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy for that pay-per-view. I'm not sure. I don't think they should book that, though, because we done seen that countless of times already. I really don't think it makes sense. I don't know why I came up with that. Balor had Anderson pinned, but Styles ran in and broke it up. Balor teased a Styles clash, but Anderson fought out of it, made a hot tag. So then Styles performed a series of strikes on Balor and then hit him with a sliding forearm. Priest got involved, but Gallows ran over him and tackled him onto the broad table. Styles performed a backflip off the second rope into an inverted DDT. Styles had Balor enter. Then we got Ripley trying to basically throw a kick at Styles, who caught her leg. Balor rolled up Styles for a 2 count. When they stood up, Balor put Styles down with a sling blade clothesline. Both men tagged in. The women, Yim, worked over Ripley, had the crowd with her. Then she performed a cannonball on Ripley, who rolled to the floor. Then Yim Dover onto Ripley at ringside. Gallows Anderson, Priest, and Dom entered the ring and fought. Styles put Priest down with a phenomenal forearm. Yeah, he actually did that. I'm not joking. I'm not making that up. So then Balor cleared Styles from the ring. Then Yim body slammed Balor. Yim went after Dom. Ripley returned and hit Riptide on Yim before pinning her. Now, guys, I didn't believe that Styles versus Balor at Survivor Series in the feud. But I'm sure you guys, like me, are also having a hard time believing that this match will be the end of it. It's a it's a new creative. Wait, what's that freaking word? What's that freaking word I'm looking for? What's that freaking? Oh, it's a new creative regime. It's a new creative regime. And I don't expect them really to run feuds into the ground like the old guard did. Now, I don't think, I'm sure. You know what? Actually, I think I have an idea what they would do with the OC if they wrap up this feud. Now, I've said this earlier in the review. I think they should either go with all the members of Judgment Day versus OC for Elimination Chamber, or we could get Rhea Ripley versus Mia Yim for Elimination Chamber. One of the two ways they can go about this feud. One of the two ways. I think we should get Judgment Days, all the members of Judgment Day versus all the members of the OC for Elimination Chamber. All the members of Judgment Day versus all the members of OC for a pay-per-view? I don't mind. I think that'd be great. And then you could save Ripley versus Mia Yim for the pay-per-view after Elimination Chamber. And we can, after Elimination Chamber, we could see the continuation of the Rhea Ripley Mia Yim feud going forward in the women's division. So, the footage aired from earlier in the day of the Street Profits. Montez Ford and Angelo Parker being welcomed back to Byron Saxton. They were able to say they want the smoke when Chad Gable and Otis interrupted them. The Profits still managed to let everyone know that they still want the smoke. So it's never changed. The Bloodline members Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Solo Sikoa, the Bloodline, which continues to be one of the greatest storylines in WWE history, in my honest opinion. One of the greatest storylines on SmackDown, made their entrance. They headed to the ring. Graves said the group received a well-deserved ravenous ovation from the crowd. Patrick said Zayn sold his soul by attacking his best friend Kevin Owens in the WarGames match. Jimmy started by saying, "The Bloodline is now in your city." Jay, who had his fingers taped, spoke about how it was one of the toughest matches they've been through. Jimmy boosted that there were no cracks in the Bloodline. Jimmy said Kevin Owens is mad because Zayn isn't his dog. Zayn said Jimmy has been on his side all along and has been down since day one. Zayn told Jay that the last 6 months haven't been easy and Jay didn't trust him or like him. Zayn said the way Jay accepted him after the WarGames match was oozy. Zayn said he hopes that he and Jay will be on the same page going forward. Zayn stuck his hand out, should I say. Jay looked at him, then slapped his hand and hugged him. Jimmy joined in on the group hug. Sikoa stood with his arms crossed. The fans wanted him to join the hug, and so did Zayn and the Usos, but they were interrupted. Kevin Owens made his entrance with a mic in hand Zayn told Owens to stop before he did something stupid. Owens said that wasn't why he was out there. Owens said he was there to tell Zayn that he gets it. Owens mentioned that he did the same to Zayn many times over the years and can't blame him one bit. Owens said he wasn't there to fight Zayn. He said that their careers have been linked for 20 years. Owens said that he doesn't want to fight or team with Zayn or ride to shows with him. I'm just done. I don't want anything to do with you. Owens said Zayn told Owens that he feels the same way and said he's okay if he's never in the same room with Owens ever. I don't need you anymore, Zayn told Owens. I have family now. Owens said he's genuinely happy for Zayn because everyone can finally see just how great he is. Owens said he loves that Zayn is finally getting the recognition that he deserves. Owens said the only thing is that Zayn isn't their real blood and never will be. Jay told Zayn not to worry about Owens. Jay said Owens was just mad because he didn't have a family around him. Jay said that if Owens has a problem with Zayn, then he has a problem with him. Owens said he had good news. Owens recalled saying he was done with Zayn, but he said he never said he was done with Jay. Owens challenged Jay to face him later in the show. Jay said he planned, or I should have said he pinned Owens in WarGames and would pin him on Raw. So not only we are getting Becky Lynch versus Bayley for Elimination Chamber and either Judgment Day versus O or Mia Yim versus Rhea Ripley for Elimination Chamber, I also think this is leading to Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn for Elimination Chamber. I think that would be a huge matchup. I think a crowd would get a pop out of this match. A babyface Kevin Owens versus heel Sami Zayn, take my money, dude. I think that is the third match that WWE is going to book for Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. For the 2022 Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. I think that's the way to go about it. I think that match is probably going to lead to the Bloodline turning on Zayn. It should. If not, then it's probably going to happen at WrestleMania 39. This should be the turning. This should be leading to that turning point. It should. We got a good logic from the Owens character in terms of not being angry with Zayn due to the number of times that he trusted on Sami in the past. Now, it is the right creative approach to take from if the plan is, for Owens and Zayn to eventually reunite and then challenge the Usos for the tag team titles, which I think is going to happen either after Elimination Chamber or maybe after the Royal Rumble. We got the Royal Rumble before WrestleMania, right? So maybe it could happen either after one of those pay-per-views. I think it's going to happen after Elimination Chamber. That's what I'm thinking. Elimination Chamber, we got a long time for the Elimination Chamber, man. So the third match, in my opinion, that they're going to book for Elimination Chamber is Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. That's just my opinion. I'm not confirmed. WWE has not confirmed these three matches that I mentioned on the review. I am the only one that's confirming these three matches, man. Nobody else has but me. Nobody else. Nobody else. No other podcast, no other journalist, no other wrestling YouTube content creator has mentioned these matches except me. I'm talking about as far as Elimination Chamber goes, the matches that will be booked for that pay-per-view. I'm the only one that's mentioned this. Look how smart I became. I'm a hell of a genius, man. It's almost like booking a fucking goddamn MMA boxing pay-per-view. Seriously, man. Damage Control's backstage attack on Candice LeRae from weeks ago was recapped. Candice LeRae was walking backstage when Kathy Kelly approached her and asked her about facing Dakota Kai. Candice LeRae was flustered, but then took the mic and said she wanted to reintroduce herself to Damage Control. A confident Candice said she's the woman who will take out Kai later. And I saw Nikki Cross in the background. So I suspect to believe that we are getting a Candice LeRae Nikki Cross feud. And I think that feud is going to lead to Candice LeRae versus Nikki Cross for Elimination Chamber. So we could be seeing 3 women's matches for the Elimination Chamber. Rhea Ripley versus Mia Yim, Becky Lynch versus Bayley, and Candice LeRae versus Nikki Cross. And we could be getting yet another women's match for Elimination Chamber. I'm gonna tell you guys why. And I'm gonna tell you what that women's match is gonna be. The Street Profits made their entrance. They entered the crowd before heading to the ring. Chad Gable and Owens made their entrance. Gable teased slapping hands with fans before shooting. Shushing Street Profits too. And for Tuesday's NXT television show listed Shawn Michaels, X-Pac, Molly Holly, Alundra, Blaze, and Road Dogg as announcing the participants for the Iron Challenge matches for NXT Deadline. I'm going to have NXT watch along scheduled for this week. So again, my NXT Deadline watch along will be scheduled early this week. It'll probably be scheduled either tomorrow or Thursday. Of course, it'll be scheduled for December the 10th. And I think it starts at 4 p.m. That pay-per-view does, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm right, let me know. If I'm either way. Byron Saxton interviewed Matt Riddle and Elias on the backstage ring set. Riddle asked Elias if he remembered when they won a tag team match. Elias said yes, because it was just last week. Riddle asked Elias about going after the tag team titles. Elias said he's never held tag team gold. The Usos, Zayn, and Sikoa showed up and said Elias never will because they are the ones. Elias told them to put their money where their mouths are. The Usos said, anytime, any place. Sikoa stared down Elias before he joined the other Bloodline members in walking away. So we got the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins versus Alpha Academy and Chad Gable. Now, as far as Elias and Matt Riddle goes, something tells me we are ending a breakup between Matt Riddle and Elias. Once they break up Matt Riddle and Elias, we're probably going to end up getting Elias versus Matt Riddle for Elimination Chamber. And it's going to lead to Matt Riddle winning over Elias, only for Elias to turn on him. And then we get Dexter Lumis coming out to make the save, and we get a Dexter Lumis and Elias feud. Going into the Royal Rumble, we get Elias and Dexter Lumis feud. That's where I think that's what Dexter Lumis' next feud is going to be with, more than likely, is Elias. I mean, who wouldn't mind seeing a Dexter Lumis and an Elias feud? A guitarist and an artist? My goodness. That would be great. That would be great. That would be a great feud. Dexter Lumis and Elias, that would be a great feud. I think that should be, Elias should be Dexter Lumis' next feud after Elias turns on Matt Riddle at Elimination Chamber, after Matt Riddle beating him. So I think we're getting Matt Riddle versus Elias for Elimination Chamber, and then we get Dexter Lumis making the save, setting up a Dexter Lumis Elias feud. I think that's where this is going. I mean, who else does Dexter Lumis have feud in WWE right now? Right now, it should be Elias. I really do, because Elias desperately needs a feud, and he desperately needs his heel character built up. He desperately needs improvement, and desperately needs to get the heck away from Matt Riddle, certainly. Now, who Matt Riddle feuds with? I think it should be Austin Theory at this point. If Edge doesn't come back before Elimination Chamber, I think they should start having Matt Riddle feud with Austin Theory, and we get Austin Theory versus Matt Riddle at some point. At some point. Who knows? We might even get the Dexter Lumis and Elias feud next week or the week after next. They might just break them up next week, and we might just get Matt Riddle versus Austin Theory for the United States Championship Elimination Chamber, and we just get Lumis versus Elias for the Elimination Chamber. You never know, man. Anything's possible in WWE, man. Legitimately. But anyways, Grace played up the possibility of Ford having rust and said that Gable and Otis would expose it. Profits cleared Gable and Otis to ringside and then performed stereo flip dives onto them, heading into the picture-in-picture break, pretty much. That's the first time I've seen Raw go on a picture-in-picture break. Ford was isolated throughout the break. Ford leaped over Gable coming out of the break and rolled him up. But Otis distracted the referee. Ford launched himself over the ropes, and Gable pretty much caught him with a nice Northern Lights suplex. Ford dropped Gable with a DDT. Otis tagged in, charged Ford, who moved, causing Otis to crash in the corner. Dawkins took a hot tag, worked over Gable. Dawkins had Gable pinned, but Otis broke it up. Dawkins caught Otis with a kick. Gable performed a dragon screw leg whip on Dawkins and then suplexed into a bridge. But Ford broke up the pin. Ford body slammed Otis, which got a nice pop. Graves said Ford is the real deal. Dawkins, not Dawson in the chat, guys. Don't get yourself confused. Not Dawkins. Dawkins, or not Dawson, Dawkins. Not Dawson. Not my new YouTube moderator Dawson, but Angelo Dawkins. Dawkins performed a spine buster on Gable. And then Ford hit a rope frog splash and scored the pin. Your Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins defeated Alpha Academy. Now, these teams wrestled one another far too many times on TV. Even JD said it on his Monday Night Raw review on the podcast. He said that we don't match. We've seen this too many times. He said it on his podcast last night on his Raw review. They work well together, and this was a good return match for Ford. No Alpha Academy match feels complete without the usual plea for the creative forces to do more with Gable. Now, we should start to see Gable and Otis turning babyface, and we could get Gable challenging Austin Theory for the United States title for next week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Maybe. I don't know. A video package recapping Theory defeating Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley in a triple threat match to win the United States Championship at Survivor Series. Theory was shown walking backstage without shoulder. Patrick said Theory would speak at the U.S. champion. Theory made his entrance for an in-ring promo. Who's a kid now? Theory asked. He claimed the fans said he had the worst Money in the Bank cash-in of all time. He did. I mean, it's no joke. He should have already been on a winning streak ever since his main roster debut. I've said it for months, man. Said this for months, man. I said it on a lot of my reviews and watch-alongs. I've said it a bunch of times, dude. He said he never wanted to be called a kid again after beating Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley at the same time and became a two-time United States champion. Theory said he's no longer the next big thing. I said it right. Theory said he's arrived and is the now and forever of WWE. Theory claimed to be the face of Raw. Theory said people have had a problem with him since the day he arrived. I thought he was going to say day one-ish like Jay and Jimmy did. And chalked it up to jealousy. Theory said everybody wants to beat him. Theory said he's younger, stronger, better, and uncapable. The Austin Theory era begins now. Proclaimed Theory. Seth Rollins made his entrance wearing a see-through outfit that might have made the late Prince blush. Rollins entered the ring, went face-to-face with Theory. Shut your mouth and let them sing. Rollins said the fans chanted Rollins. Interesting. Theory asked, what happens when someone so young, talented, and so far ahead of everyone in the industry makes the so-called undisputed future look like the past? Rollins said Theory may have lucked his way into the United States Championship match, but it doesn't change anything. You know deep down in your soul that Monday nights belong to me. Rollins said, before I go, I only have one thing to say to you. Congratulations, kid. Rollins asked if Theory wanted to hit him or fight him. Rollins said they could do it on the spot. Give me your best shot, kid. Rollins said Theory said he would fight Rollins on the champion's time. Theory put the mic at his side and then told Rollins, I'm not your damn kid. Rollins laughed and then Theory left the ring. Two loud boos. Once Theory got to the stage, he turned and looked back at Rollins. Now, we got a good, tense, verbal exchange. Rollins taunting Theory by referring to him as the kid. It's perfect. Now, I don't want to read too much into one segment, but if Bobby Lashley isn't involved in the United States title program, then it will be interesting to see what's next for him. So this is seemingly leading to Austin Theory versus Seth Rollins for the United States Championship for Elimination Chamber. We are either getting Austin Theory versus Edge for the United States Championship, Austin Theory versus Matt Riddle for the United States Championship, or Austin Theory versus Seth Rollins for the United States Championship. I think it only makes sense to get Austin Theory versus Rollins for that title. Since the Theory and Rollins feud is seemingly continuing, heading towards Survivor Series, which is probably in like 4 or 5 weeks, maybe. I don't know. I have to look up see when Elimination Chamber actually is. What's next for Bobby Lashley? We could get Edge versus Bobby Lashley at some point. They might feud Bobby Lashley with Edge. When Edge comes back, they're probably going to put him in a feud with Bobby Lashley. I mean, Bobby Lashley has nobody else right now. Bobby Lashley can be that heel for Edge. For Edge as a babyface. Would you guys mind seeing a babyface Edge versus heel Bobby Lashley for a pay-per-view at some point? I wouldn't mind seeing it if they book it right, if the match is produced and written right. I mean, you won't hear complaints from me if the match goes well. If the match doesn't go well, you're definitely going to hear complaints from me. But anyhow, it was great. It was a United States match, you know. This was a great Theory Rollins segment. But I'm afraid that this is leading, now that I'm thinking about it, this is leading to Theory versus Rollins for Elimination Chamber. That's all I'm going to say about that. When you know a feud between two superstars is continuing, you know damn well it's going to lead to those two superstars going at it and being booked in a singles match for a pay-per-view. So you got to watch for stuff like that. A video package recapped the Miz and Dexter Lumis saga. An ad for SmackDown on FS1 spotlighted Sami Zayn and the Bloodline and Ricochet versus Escobar in the finals. In the finals of the SmackDown World Cup. So, backstage, The Miz was interviewed by Saxton. Miz had a bag filled with money. He had his hand taped and said that the match wouldn't happen because he injured his hand again. Adam Pearce showed up and said he wasn't buying Miz's injury claim, and his match with Lumis would take place later in the show. Miz told Pearce that he would be hearing from his lawyer. Dexter Lumis made his entrance. Miz came out, teased, going backstage. Adam Pearce came out and ordered him to go to the ring. When Miz turned toward the ring, Pearce took his bag of money to ringside. Lumis clotheslined Miz at ringside, then threw him inside the ring. When Lumis tried to enter the ring, Miz put him down with a DDT and then had the referee ring the bell to start the match. Lumis versus The Miz. That's what we got. And of course, the main event was Kevin Owens versus Jey Uso. So Lumis gets a WWE contract and the money the contract and the money that Miz owes him if he wins. Lumis came to life once the bell rang and went on the offensive. Lumis took Miz to ringside and continued to work him over. Lumis tossed Miz onto the broadcast table and then climbed onto it and set for a move. Miz countered into a skull-crushing finale attempt, but Lumis threw him off the table and into the barricade. Miz put an actual vice on the hand of Lumis, who stood up and no-sold it. Miz backed off and asked how. Lumis punched Miz and then removed the vice from his head. Lumis put Miz down with a spine buster. The match spilled over the ringside, where Lumis ran Miz into a television set that was on a table. Lumis placed Miz on the table, then climbed onto the barricade, drove Miz through the table with an elbow drop. Lumis placed Miz over his shoulder and carried him back to the ringside area. So then Lumis threw Miz inside the ring. Miz grabbed. He grabbed a turnbuckle and pulled it off. When Lumis pulled him from behind, Lumis avoided a skull-crushing finale. Lumis charged at Miz, who moved, causing Lumis to run into the exposed turnbuckle. Miz rolled up Lumis, used his feet for leverage, but Lumis still kicked out. Miz motioned for his finisher, but Lumis shot up and put him in his finishing hold, causing Miz to tap out. So it was hour 3 of Monday Night Raw, and we got Lumis walking to ringside where Adam Pearce was waiting with a contract. Lumis signed the contract, and Pearce handed Lumis the bag of cash. Lumis handed out individual bills to kids as he walked toward back. The camera did a close-up to show he gave one kid a $100 bill. The Miz hit Lumis from behind. Miz grabbed the bag and then took back the $100. Yep. So then Johnny Gargano came out and super kicked the Miz. Gargano picked up the bag and the $100 bill Gargano gave $100 bill back to the kid and then handed Lumis the bag. Lumis gave Gargano a thumbs up, and then Gargano returned the favor. So this is seemingly leading to the Miz's next feud. So Johnny Gargano is who the Miz is feuding with next. So I guess this is leading to a Gargano Miz feud going forward. This is the beginning of the Gargano Miz feud. I could see why Gargano easily came out and helped Dexter Lumis, because that gives Miz the feud with. Like anybody wants to see Miz on TV. Give me a break. Nobody gives a shit about the Miz. Miz sucks. He's awful. He really is, man. But anyway, man. So, a serial killer handing out cash. Boy, you love to see it. A serial killer handing out cash, man, to a young children. What could possibly go wrong? Anyway, man. I did have a feeling we'll be seeing the shot of the device on Lumis's head for years to come. Now, the crowd was fairly quiet when Lumis was on the offensive. But the Miz able to get good heat. The crowd was cheering for Lumis afterward. The broadcast recapped footage of Becky Lynch rolling with damage control. I mean, let's be honest. Back to what I said about this Lumis and Miz feud. Back to what I said about the match. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was fine. I mean, it was nothing to write home about. Lumis and the Miz both needed to move on. I mean, the feud was getting boring. People were less interested in this feud to begin with. And it was cool to see Lumis handing a few bills to kids at ringside. This is leading to a Johnny Gargano Miz feud. And I believe we are getting Miz versus Gargano for Elimination Chamber. If not, then we could be getting it for the Royal Rumble. This could lead to Miz versus Gargano for WrestleMania 39. Who knows? You never know, man. So we got Dakota Kai versus Candice LeRae. Dakota Kai made her entrance heading into a split screen break. Candice LeRae came out, attacked Kai, ran her into the barricade multiple times. LeRae brought Kai in the ring, and apparently the match started. See, Candice LeRae is already familiar with what Dakota Kai is capable of and what she can do in the ring, because she's been in matches with her before. She wanted to get it out the way as much as possible. And she knew that Bayley and Io Sky was going to be there eventually. So we got Dakota Kai versus Candice LeRae, which Bayley and Io Sky did come out. But Adam Pearce, producers, and referees were there to stop them from entering the ring. LeRae left the ring, taunted the heel pair, who were moved to the stage. When LeRae returned to the ring, the show returned from the break, and Kai kicked her, took offensive control. Graves explained that Bayley and Sky are not medically cleared and said it would be a hazard to have them at ringside. A short time later, LeRae spiked Kai's head on the apron. LeRae followed up with a missile drop kick in the ring and got a near fall. This looks like Pearce and the producers were trying to protect Candice LeRae from getting an ass beating from Bayley and Io Sky. That's what that looked like. I don't know about you guys. I hope I'm not the only one that's thinking that. Kai caught LeRae with a kick heading into a break. LeRae leaped from the middle rope and ate a super kick from Kai, who covered her for a 2 count. Kai followed up with a running kick in the corner. She went for another kick that LeRae ducked. And then LeRae rolled her up for a 2 count. LeRae then threw another kick and then went for a lion salt that Kai avoided. Kai and LeRae did the yay boo punches, and the otherwise Leneric, the larger crowd played along, I guess. Kai caught LeRae with an overhead kick and then hit a scorpion kick for a near fall. Kai placed LeRae on the ropes and threw a kick at her. Kai went for a superplex, but LeRae fought free and then performed a neck breaker from the middle rope and got the 3 count. So the Jey Uso was shown warming up backstage while the other Bloodline members stood by. Now, as far as Candice LeRae versus Dakota Kai goes, this was a problematic hard work from both women, both wrestlers. Now, it was asked a lot of the live crowd to sit through this lengthy match, given that Candice LeRae has yet to click on the main roster. Now, I don't really know what's inspired WWE and AEW to have all of these picture-in-picture breaks, but I guess I assume both companies that what you're producing isn't so really epic that we can't afford to miss a second of it. Now, the match itself, for real, guys, to be honest, the match itself, both of these women are skilled performers. We know that. Some of the best female wrestlers that the Monday Night Raw Women's Division has to offer. But they were able to put together a match that was both competitive and entertaining. WWE gave them enough time so they didn't have to rush anything, too. The Poison Plexi was able to score a clear win with a net breaker from the middle turnbuckle. It was a really good performance from both superstars. Great to see LeRae getting a win. But the women's tag champs have been losing a lot lately, which should lead to Bayley turning on Io Sky and Dakota Kai and breaking them up. And that should lead to Io Sky and Dakota Kai breaking up. And hopefully Io Sky, Dakota Kai, and Bayley can all go back to being female singles competitors. Because that's what needs to happen right now. Damage Control is not doing good right now. They are falling off the WWE's radar. And that's not good. We got Kevin Owens versus Jey Uso. But before that, we got a video package recapping the WarGames matches and included footage of the opening video with Ozzy Osbourne lip syncing War Pigs. Graves said many wrestlers, including Bianca Belair and Asuka, were not medically cleared in time for Raw. Backstage, Kelly interviewed Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Alexa Bliss on the ring set. Belair said she's been a lot better physically and pointed to a small wrap around her elbow. Belair said she held down the division despite Damage Control's attempt to take it over. She said she is happy with the team she chose because they were able to end it at WarGames. Asuka spoke excitedly in Japanese. Bliss was expressionless throughout the segment. Kelly asked if she had anything to add. Bliss faked a smile, said Belair was right. Adding Lynch to the team was a good call. Kevin Owens made his entrance for the main event. Jey made his entrance along with the other Bloodline members. Zayn had a brace on his left hand wrist. The broadcast team hyped next week's Raw in Washington, D.C. But they did not announce any matches. Weird, right? Strange, right? Typical WWE thing that they do. Makes me wonder if Bruce Pritchard is still there. Yeah, obviously he is. Kevin Owens versus Jey Uso with Jimmy and Sami Zayn Soul Sikoa at ringside. This was the main event of Monday Night Raw last night. Grace played up the possibility of Owens having a fight through every member of the Bloodline, starting with this match. Owens took offensive control and performed an early senton splash on Jey at ringside. Owens rolled Jey back inside the ring, but Jey caught him with an enziguri into a picture-in-picture break. Now, notice they said, notice that Corey Graves played up to the possibility of Owens having to fight through every member of the Bloodline, starting with this match. What if we get Owens versus Jimmy Uso next Monday on Monday Night Raw, and then we get Kevin Owens versus Sikoa on SmackDown? I mean, that's a what if. What if we get it? And then that would lead up to Owens versus Zayn for Elimination Chamber, right? That's like 3-4 weeks, right? Imagine that. Imagine that. Owens went for a swanton bomb, but Jay put his knees up. Owens caught Jay with a kick and tried to suplex him before selling back pain. And then we can get Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns, maybe for either the Royal Rumble or for WrestleMania. For the Universal Championship. Jay whipped Owens into the opposite corner, and then Owens continued to sell back pain. Owens came back with a cannonball in the corner and then clutched his back again. Jay regained offensive control heading into the final picture-in-picture break for Monday Night Raw. Jay executed a pop-up neck breaker. Owens eventually railed with a fisherman suplex from the ropes. A small "this is awesome" chants broke out. Patrick, the terrible Kevin Patrick from commentary, announced the Usos versus Matt Riddle and Alliance for the Undisputed Universal Tag Team titles for next week's Raw. Owens performed a splash from the ropes. I think this is where Elias is going to turn on Matt Riddle, and we're going to get an Elias-Matt Riddle feud. We'll get Elias versus Matt Riddle for Elimination Chamber, like I said. And then when that happens, Riddle will win. Elias will turn on Matt Riddle, and Elias will jump and attack Matt Riddle from behind, and probably will lead to Lumis coming out, making the save, setting up a Elias-Lumis feud, like I was saying earlier. Owens performed a splash from the ropes and got a near fall. Sami shouted encouragement to Jay, who dropped Owens for a nice super kick. Owens got up and ran into another super kick, which resulted in a good near fall. Graves said Owens was a great danger to his own well-being by continuing to fight. Owens performed a splash from the ropes, got a near fall. Sami shouted encouragement to Jay, who dropped Owens with a nice super kick. Owens got up, ran into another super kick, which resulted in a good near fall. Graves said Owens was a danger to his own being by continuing to fight. Owens countered into a stunner attempt. I already read that. I don't know why I read that again. But Jay stuffed it and hit him from another super kick for another near fall. So then Graves said Owens was operating on pure instinct. Jay waited for Owens to get to his knees and then went for another super kick. But Owens stuffed it and threw a super kick of his own. Owens went for a pop-up powerbomb, but his back gave out. Jay dropped Owens with another super kick, covered him for another good near fall. So then Graves questioned how Owens was still in the battle. Owens ended up at ringside and hit Jay with a punch from the floor. Jimmy followed Owens onto the apron. Owens super kicked Jay back to ringside. Owens and Jay traded punches. The referee pulled Jay away, missed Sikoa, tripping Owens on the apron. Owens rolled back inside the ring. Jay went for a top rope splash and rolled through when Owens avoided it. Owens kicked Jay and then dropped him with a stunner before pinning him. Owens rolled out of the ring and was near the stage when the show went off the air. Now, I don't think that the airing of true crime documentary after all is what someone like Toddy Hart had in mind. But anyway, Raw closed with a strong main event that succeeded in making Owens look like a badass for continuing to fight and even going to win the match. Gray stating that Owens may have to go through the Bloodline members may have been foreshadowing the creative direction if they intend to have Owens challenge Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble, which is what I just said. Which is what I just said earlier on the review. We might get Owens versus Roman Reigns for the Royal Rumble. Said it earlier. I just said it. As a matter of fact, I just said that 10, 15 minutes ago. By the way, broadcast team consistently spoke about how punishing the WarGames match were and after the effects, which is a really good way to put over the danger of the match for future years. The main event was fun. They filled the 3 hours, but it wasn't really a hot show coming out of Survivor Series WarGames. I mean, I don't think there were no major storyline developments. Seems like I made my own storyline developments on my review, on my Monday Night Raw review today. And they didn't turn the page in terms of moving onto new programs. So that's all I got to say to that, guys. That's going to do it for your Monday Night Raw review. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, check the bell for all notifications so you don't miss a single review and watch along that goes live each and every week on the channel. I'm going to take a 3-4 minute break. I'll be right back. When I come back, I'm going to give you guys your AEW Tuesday afternoon news before I get the heck on out of here. So don't go anywhere, guys. I'm going to have some good tunes playing here. You guys, to keep you guys here till I get here, till I come back. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to give you guys your AEW Tuesday afternoon news. We're going to start with the news on Brian Kendrick. And there's some more news on him that we're going to go over after this one. So, remember when I went over the news on the fact that Brian Kendrick was back with WWE? Well, now Ringside News has confirmed that WWE hasn't hired Brian Kendrick just yet. So Brian Kendrick was supposed to make his AEW debut or what of sorts on February the 2nd, 2022 episode of Dynamite. But the company canceled the plans due to Kendrick's previous controversial remarks. Kendrick recently tried out as a producer in WWE. Kendrick was brought in to produce the Ronda Rousey version, or should I say Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi Blackheart match. I would never want to see a Ronda Rousey version. Geek in the community. No. But Kendrick was brought in to produce Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi Blackheart match for the SmackDown Women's Championship match at WWE Survivor Series WarGames alongside Jason Jordan. According to PW Insider, Kendrick wasn't officially back with the company as of yet, though the company did bring him to put up the SmackDown Women's Championship match alongside Jason Jordan for Survivor Series. Kendrick was pulled from his scheduled AEW match with Jon Moxley after a video of him questioning the Holocast went viral on the internet. The former SmackDown star apologized for his insensitive comments as well. It remains to be seen if Brian Kendrick will be rehired by WWE as a producer. He worked as backstage producer from 2020 until his release from the company in 2022. What's y'all's take on this story? There's some more news on the Brian Kendrick. So, his return was a surprise within the company. Now, Brian Kendrick was set to debut in AEW in a match against Jon Moxley back in February. He left WWE prior to this. Fans were excited to see what he was going to accomplish in AEW. Kendrick recently tried out as a producer in WWE. He produced the Ronda Rousey vs. Shotzi Blackheart match for the SmackDown Women's Championship at Survivor Series WarGames, which we already said, which I already confirmed. Now, this was according to Dave Meltzer this time. It was reported that Brian Kendrick's return to WWE was seen as a surprise, especially by those who knew him in NXT. Well, there's a difference between PW Insider and Dave Meltzer. See, PW Insider is saying that Kendrick isn't officially back with the company as of yet, though the company didn't bring him to put up the SmackDown Women's Championship match alongside Jason Jordan for Survivor Series. But Dave Meltzer is saying that Dave Meltzer is saying otherwise. He's saying that it was reported that Brian Kendrick's match, or return to WWE was seen as a surprise, especially by those who knew him in NXT. So it seems like we have two different stories here. PW Insider is saying one thing and Meltzer is saying another thing, which I don't know which one to believe at this point. But it says here, and I quote, this is what Dave Meltzer said. The only thing we heard was that it was a surprise to most people, including those at NXT who knew him, that he was back. PW Insider said he wasn't back, but now Dave Meltzer is backing up PW Insider's report, is saying that he is back in WWE. Despite his appearance, WWE has not hired Brian Kendrick back just yet. So I guess we'll have to wait and see whether Kendrick will become a permanent fixture of the company or not. There was two different stories, man. That's what I'm saying, man. All these reports, man. Why we gotta have one report from a different person and then another report from a different person saying different things, reporting different stuff, reporting the same stuff, but I don't know, man. It's confusing, man. It really is. If he's there, he's there. If he's not, he's not. Okay. I mean, I don't even think anybody can care less about Brian Kendrick being back there anyway. Especially after his controversial comments on Twitter. You think anybody cares about Brian Kendrick after his controversial comments on Twitter? No. I don't know why the Observer goes and reports one different thing, and then PW Insider goes to report another different thing. It's something all the time with these reporters and journalists, man. I tell you. Ugh. It's like who to believe? Wrestling Observer or PW Insider? Which one should I believe at this point? You can't choose both sides. You only have to choose one. Moving on to your next WWE Tuesday afternoon news. This one's on Raquel Rodriguez. So she was sidelined with broken arm and disclosed elbow because of Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. Raquel Rodriguez was one of the highlights of NXT, where she even became the NXT Women's Champion. She was eventually called up to the main roster on Friday night. Rodriguez recently sustained an injury that will keep her out of action for several weeks. According to WWE, Raquel Rodriguez will be out in-ring action for 4 to 6 weeks during Friday's Survivor Series Go Home episode of SmackDown. Great. SmackDown's newest star from NXT is out of action 4 to 6 weeks. Man, things are boding not too well for the women's division. Things are getting worse for the SmackDown women's division, man. And it's all because of one person, Ronda Rousey. Rodriguez was attacked backstage by Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler just before she was about to link up with Shotzi to defend herself from her assailants. Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say Raquel Rodriguez was injured because of Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey? Didn't I just say that? I just said that. Literally. Shotzi later appeared for a backstage interview. She revealed that Rodriguez sustained a broken arm and a dislocated elbow. Rodriguez's injury got aggravated during the tag bout. At Survivor Series, Rousey defeated Shotzi to win the match again in what was the only terrible match on that card. I'm just gonna say it like that. It was the only god-awful, terrible women's match on the card, man. Everything else on the Survivor Series WarGames pay-per-view delivered well. All the other matches on that pay-per-view was great. It definitely invests my time in watching, for sure. Now, Rodriguez was not at ringside because, as Michael Cole pointed out, she had not received medical clearance to be there. Instead, Rodriguez came backstage while sporting a brace on her arm. Additionally, it was disclosed that Rodriguez would be sidelined for 4 to 6 weeks. Rodriguez's injuries are not yet known in detail, but Ringside News will keep me informed. They'll keep all the other wrestling YouTube content creators informed, I'm sure. As of their writing, she has made no public statement about her condition. So what is y'all's take on this story? Let me know. WWE is also set to hold 2-day tryout at IMG Academy. WWE launched various programs over the years. Next in line as one of them. The NIL program recruits top athletes who aspire to become the next big WWE superstars. In fact, WWE will be holding yet another tryout soon. The company previously held tryouts during WrestleMania 38 and SummerSlam this year. Naturally, the company is still looking for more talent. They will be holding another tryout in December, according to a report by Justin Barrasso, Sports Illustrated. WWE will hold a 2-day tryout at IMG Academy on November 30th and December the 1st. Approximately 30 to 35 athletes will be taking part in the IMG tryout. WWE's talent, or should I say, head of talent, operations, and strategy, James Kimball, also talked about the upcoming tryout. This here, and I quote, "There are countless examples of top talent that came into the business, college sports. There hasn't always been a system out. That's what we're trying to create here, a true talent development pathway into WWE for college athletes." They go on to say, "We want a clear calendar moving forward. We're going to emulate what we've done in 2022. It's really important. There is a clear schedule as college athletes have so many options. For wrestlers on the independents, the system is in place, and that pathway to WWE is well known. So our resources are located to build a new pathway to college or to colleague sports." They continue to say that it's going to take years, but we're growing. We're adding quality and depth. The work is just starting with college athletes nationwide, end quote. Dawson, if you're in the chat, man, can you please get this guy out of my chat? All you got to do is click on the guy's comments and boot him. Time him out, report him to YouTube, something. Get him out of my chat. It's another spammer, clearly. That's just here to spam my chat. Get him out of here. WWE signed various college athletes as it helps them create a new generation of superstars that are just making it big in their own field. They have huge plans for upcoming signees as well. We'll have to see how many talents WWE ends up signing after their upcoming tryout. Can somebody get this guy out of my chat? Get 6fine.info out of my chat, please. Boot him out. Remove him from the chat now, or I'm going to have to remove him myself. What is y'all's take on the new tryout? Let me know. So there's some news on Randy Orton. Randy Orton's recovery after back fusion surgery is coming along. Randy Orton is viewed as a true veteran who has achieved many things during his 20-year run within the WWE. The Apex Predator's body has been through a lot of abuse over the years. It finally caught up to him. Following his recent back fusion surgery, it seems his recovery is coming along. Randy Orton has been on the shelf for a long time due to his back injury. He was written off TV after being attacked by the Usos. As previously reported, Orton underwent back fusion surgery. Raise your hand so I can see who's in the live chat. Where's my moderators? Where are they? While speaking during a virtual signing for a K&S Wrestle Fist, Randy Orton's father, Cowboy Bob Orton Jr., simply said that Randy is coming along and will be back in the ring in no time. He's Randy Orton coming along. It says, and I quote, "I see him maybe once a week or so, but he's coming along. He'll be back in there before you know it." End quote. The date for Randy Orton's back fusion surgery was also reviewed. We hope Orton will be at a 100% whenever he does come back. Till then, fans will simply just have to wait for his return. Do you guys miss Randy Orton, man? Miss seeing Randy Orton perform in the ring? Let me know. And this news right here, this next WWE Tuesday afternoon news has DirecTV watchers like me very disappointed. So apparently, DirecTV customers might lose access to SmackDown on Fox. I'm not happy about that right now. I'm really not. SmackDown has quickly grown to become WWE's flagship show in recent years, thanks to an incredible storyline of the Bloodline. Since 2019, WWE fans could tune in to Fox every Friday night to watch SmackDown. However, it looks like that may not be the case going forward. Fox recently launched a website called KeepFox.com. On the website, Fox has revealed that DirecTV may be looking into dropping the station from their packages. I'm not happy about that because I have DirecTV and I watch Fox on the DirecTV. I'm live for my SmackDown Rampage reviews every Friday night. That's going to be a huge blow to me. Probably put that up there on purpose to see what I was going to say about it. Well, you know what I had to say about it, obviously. Just here, and I quote, Fox remains committed to reach a fair agreement with DirecTV for the continued distribution of our networks. Despite our best efforts for months, we guarantee or regret that DirecTV continues to demand unprecedented special treatment that represents a wholesale change to our long-standing relationship and is out of step with marketplace terms. And then it continues to say, such we are compelled to alert viewers who are DirecTV stream and you subscribers that they could lose access to their favorite Fox programming beginning at midnight, December the 2nd, including the NFL on Fox, the Big Ten College Football Championship on Fox, the FIFA World Cup on Fox, and the FS1, Fox local news, and more. End quote. Honestly, 3 things I gotta say. Number 1, bullshit. Number 2, this shit sucks. And number 3, they need to keep running Fox on DirecTV because that's not right for Fox watchers and viewers like me. Now I gotta find somewhere else to watch. You mean tell me I gotta find another way to watch Friday SmackDown? I just won't do Friday Night SmackDown reviews at all. Then, if it's gonna be like that, I'll just start going live for my WWE or AEW Rampage reviews. Then I'll just start going live for my AEW Rampage reviews and watch-alongs. Then, if that's gonna be the case, if they're gonna be doing that, guys, I may not be able to go live for my SmackDown watch-alongs and reviews anymore, man, because DirecTV's getting rid of Fox from their station, from their programs. I don't know why they're getting rid of Fox off their programs. It's not clear as to why they're doing it. But this means as early as this Friday, SmackDown fans could lose access to the show. This would disappoint fans as this week's episode will feature the fallout from WWE Survivor Series WarGames. WWE has yet to issue a statement on the problem. Well, they better be issuing a statement on the problem this week because I'm not happy about it right now. How are we gonna watch SmackDown? How? Looks like it's gonna be back to me watching SmackDown on video clips and reading results again, like I did with Monday Night Raw. I'm basically gonna be doing the same thing I did with Monday Night Raw, watching video clips and reading results. That's what I'm gonna have to do. This shit's gonna suck. This is gonna suck for me, man. It really is. I have DirecTV, and now only to find out that I'm not gonna be able to watch SmackDown on Fox starting December the 2nd. This shit sucks, man. They really need to keep Fox on there, man. I don't know why they have to have the audacity to take Fox off of DirecTV, man. DirecTV themselves are the ones that's taking Fox off of there, man. Why do they have to do that? What do they have to do that for? This is so messed up, man. That explains why I was in a bad mood yesterday. That explains why I was mad yesterday. Because DirecTV is planning on taking Fox off of their program. I'm so done. I'm so done with going live with my SmackDown reviews and watch-alongs right now after hearing that. Like, I am so done. Really. This shit sucks. This shit fucking sucks, man. It really does. I'm moving on to the next news. I don't want to talk about it no more. Up this fucking news on the DirecTV, man. Man, fuck DirecTV for taking Fox off their damn programming, dude. For real. Like, shit sucks. It really does. It really does. There's some news on the SmackDown viewership. I'm only going to go over the SmackDown viewership for this week because I want to get this string done as much as possible. So, WWE brought the Go Home Show episode of SmackDown for Survivor Series WarGames. The Brew brand got a lot done on SmackDown this week. But how did the viewership turn out? Well, the SmackDown viewership dropped to an all-time low with SmackDown before Survivor Series. So according to Spoiler TV, the November the 25th Black Friday episode of WWE Friday Night SmackDown drew 2.064 million viewers with 8.45 and 18.4 demographic. They had several issues broadcast getting preempted by college football in the FIFA World Cup. So that was the viewership for last week's episode of SmackDown. Let me know your thoughts on it. All right. So we move on from that to your WWE Tuesday afternoon news on the Fire Ronda Rousey Fire Ronda Rousey hashtags trending during Raw. Good. She fucking deserves it, dude. Fucking deserves everything she's got coming to her. Ronda Rousey successfully defended the SmackDown Women's Championship against Shotzi Blackheart in WWE Survivor Series WarGames. She defended against Shotzi Blackheart in Survivor Series WarGames, and her performance didn't sit well with the WWE Universe. Didn't sit well with me either. Didn't sit well with JD. You seen JD shitting all over the match on his short TikTok video. I even commented on his video and agreed. Said the exact same thing. Even I said that WWE doesn't need Ronda Rousey on TV. I've been saying this for weeks. WWE get her off TV. Get her and Lacey Evans off of TV. We don't need them. I wish Triple H would just release Lacey Evans already, dude. Nobody cares. Nobody needs Lacey Evans on TV. The fans took to Twitter during WWE Raw. Anyways, fans took to Twitter during WWE Raw. I had to unplug my webcam and unplug it back in, so it's having some problems again. They tuned into Raw to express their frustrations at the SmackDown Women's Champion work rate. Hashtag Fire Ronda Rousey trended big time on Twitter during the show. Rousey was dragged on social media for her performance at Survivor Series during the PLE. It stands for Premium Live Event. The title match failed to gain fan appreciation and contained plenty of butch spots. At one point during the match, Shotzi tried to hit the champ with a DDT on the apron, but it didn't work out the way it was supposed to. Now, so that's what happened. That's it right there. That's it. Y'all's thoughts on this situation, man? What's y'all's take on the story, man? Let me know. Oh man, even Vince McMahon. Oh my God, yo, I gotta show y'all all these tweets, man. Hold on, man. This is going haywire. Oh my God. I gotta show y'all these tweets, man. I hope Ronda Rousey does need to get fired, man. Really. Get him out. She's terrible in the ring. Her promos, gimmicks terrible. Her ring skills terrible. Her entrance terrible. I mean, do you blame the Fire Ronda Rousey hashtags being trending on Twitter? I mean, do you blame them? Do you blame the fans for trending that hashtag on Twitter? after her terrible performance in the ring against Shotzi Blackheart? Really? I don't blame her one bit. But check this out. I'm going to show you guys all the tweets from the WWE AEW fans and from some of the wrestlers and even from the chairman of WWE. Vince McMahon even had something to say about it. That's how bad it was. It was so bad that even the former chairman of WWE had something to say about it, dude. Look at Vince McMahon's tweet. There was an image of Vince McMahon's tweet by one of the WWE fans. Wow. If that is not enough to tell anybody that Ronda Rousey needs to get the fuck off TV, I don't know what else to tell you. These tweets, man. From all of the fans. Steve Carey of Ringside News said, hashtag fighting Ronda Rousey is trending. I'm afraid to look. Oh my goodness. Guy's funny, man. Guy's hilarious. What do y'all think of that? Let me know. So, something else that was noted during Monday Night Raw is that WWE teased Bray Wyatt's storyline with Alexa Bliss. Now, I did confirm that we are possibly getting Alexa Bliss versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship at Elimination Chamber. We could be getting 4 women's matches for Elimination Chamber. Now, Alexa Bliss was involved in a major storyline with Bray Wyatt during the former Universal Champion's first stunt with WWE. It appears that Wyatt has some unfinished business with Alexa Bliss, somewhat. Alexa Bliss appeared during a backstage segment with Asuka and Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair. I'd rather see the goddess Alexa Bliss than the other Alexa Bliss. We don't want to see that other heel Alexa Bliss. No. Not the one with Bray Wyatt. No. Bray Wyatt's month logo flashed on the screen behind Alexa Bliss, calling her to zoom out. Alexa Bliss' expressions changed completely after the logo appeared on the screen. She seemed distracted, and even Bianca Belair noticed that during the interview. WWE previously teased a storyline between Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt during the Crown Jewel Premium Live event as well. I don't know why. Why are we getting a Alexa Bliss Bray Wyatt storyline, I wonder? I guess we'll have to find out. We'll have to find out sooner or later why. I think they're just clickbaiting us. They're trying to keep secret that they're trying to keep the Bianca Belair Alexa Bliss storyline secret. I think this is WWE's way of keeping the Bianca Belair Alexa Bliss storyline secret. We know that storyline is happening. We know Bianca Belair's next Raw Women's Championship feud is going to be Alexa Bliss. We ain't stupid. Stop trying to hide it, WWE. We know who Bianca Belair's next feud is with. Stop trying to hide it, man. WWE always trying to hide shit, man. I'm telling you. We have to wait and see what does Wyatt have in store for his former partner. I hope nothing right now. I want to see the goddess heel Alexa Bliss versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. Not that freaking Bray Wyatt Alexa Bliss. Anyways. WWE has big possible WrestleMania plans for Rhea Ripley. I do have some news on that. And I just mentioned another name. That name is the name that Rhea Ripley is going to be facing. I'm guessing you guys already know who I'm talking about. I just mentioned her name in the other. I just mentioned her name not too long ago. So WWE has big plans, big possible WrestleMania plans for Rhea Ripley. Now, Rhea Ripley, it's no secret that she emerged as one of the most dominant female superstars of recent years. She's won many titles and is regarded as one of the roster's strongest women. Bianca Belair, on the other hand, is also one of the biggest superstars today, and many consider her to be a superman. Over the years, in the last year, Bianca Belair has been unstoppable in WWE. During her current title reign, 33-year-old has defeated stars such as Becky Lynch, Bayley, Carmella, and Sonya Deville. Dave Meltzer recently discussed the possibility of Rhea versus Bianca Belair at Wrestling Observer Radio. Well, no shit. I just mentioned that earlier on the Monday Night Raw review. I think Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair makes perfect sense. I mean, given that Rhea Ripley has nobody else to feud with right now, I mean, given that she should be awarded a title shot, I mean, she deserves it. I mean, look at the great work that Rhea Ripley has put into her character and her in-ring skills. I mean, you think she deserves the title? I think she does. I think she deserves a title shot. I think she deserves a fair one, too. Not a cheated one. A fair title shot. Not one to where she gets robbed and we have this fuck finish where Rhea Ripley gets rolled up for the pin and then Bianca Belair retains. No, we don't need that. We need to see Rhea Ripley beating Bianca Belair clean at WrestleMania 39 to become the new Raw Women's Champion. That was what needs to happen. Now, it appears that this is WWE's idea for WrestleMania, which I already knew, which JD already knew. It says here, and I quote, "There's a very big push for Rhea Ripley. I think we may be looking at Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania." End quote. The pair last faced off in a singles match in 2020, when Ripley defended her NXT Women's Championship against the EST of WWE. They were also on opposite sides of the ring at the recently concluded Survivor Series, where Bianca Belair's team won. Two former NXT stars were also scheduled to face off earlier this year at Money in the Bank. That part I didn't know about. Now, those plans were scrapped after Rhea was forced to take time off due to health issues. Bianca instead defended her title against Carmella at the Premium Live event. Belair has also expressed her desire to face Rhea Ripley across the ring. Fans may have to wait long to see the two emerging talents collide. What do you guys make of this story? Let me know. Next, we have some news on Charlotte Flair, as if anybody cares. I mean, the android, you know, Charlotte Flair, the one that looks like Android 18 from Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, that Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair's booking in WWE was always a touchy subject for many fans, and they just wanted her out of the picture, out the title picture, completely out of the title picture, man. They rarely happened as Flair went on to become a multi-time women's champion in WWE. Multi-time WWE women's champion. She hasn't been seen for many months now, but it seems Flair is finally close to making an in-ring return. At WrestleMania Backlash, Ronda Rousey challenged Charlotte Flair to the SmackDown Women's Championship in an I Quit match, where Rousey ended up defeating Flair for the title. So then, after that, since then, Charlotte Flair has been absent from WWE television. In the meantime, she married AEW star Andrade El Idolo, somebody that's not getting enough TV time in AEW, somebody that's not getting used, and kept herself busy in numerous ways. Fans continue to wonder when she would return despite that. The Queen took to Instagram and uploaded a photo of her wrestling boots. So once she took a photo of her wrestling boots, needless to say, Charlotte Flair ended up making her return to the squared circle with that post. If anything, the Queen proved that her wrestling boots still fit just fine. Who cares? Nobody cares. Charlotte Flair is also said to be doing fine during her absence from WWE television. I mean, that's good that she's doing fine. I don't condone on nobody to not be doing fine. I mean, I'm glad she's doing fine, but nobody cares about her on television. Keep her off of television. We don't want to see her on TV. We'll have to wait and see when the WWE superstar will make her triumphant return to the squared circle. Fans are actually eagerly waiting for her return this time around. Oh boy, I can't wait. I can't hardly wait. As if anybody's going to care in the world as to who Charlotte Flair is. I mean, they're not even gonna. I don't even think the fans are gonna recognize Charlotte Flair. Good. I hope they don't. What do you guys think of Charlotte Flair, man? In her return, Dominik Dijakovic set to compete in NXT the first time in 2 years. WWE announced that Dijakovic will be back in action on a November 29th episode of NXT. Dijakovic made his return to the brand on last week's episode of NXT, where he put the hurt on the North American champion, Wesley. His last appearance was on July 22nd, 2020 episode, where he suffered a defeat at the hands of Karrion Kross. It remains to be seen if things will be different for Dijak this time around. Now, that was your last WWE Tuesday afternoon news. Now we got your AEW Tuesday afternoon news to go over, and it's not much. I'll be able to get to work on time, hopefully. I was late yesterday. I'm gonna have my mom to take me this time. I'm not walking. I don't want to be late. So we're gonna start with your AEW Tuesday afternoon news on AEW. Criticizing for having too much cursing on live television. I mean, look. If it's for kids too, I understand. If it's not for kids, then it should be allowed. If it's not for kids. AEW has seen many changes since its conception in 2019. It has managed to get a solid fan base already. Fans don't necessarily like everything about the company. Even Masters criticized AEW currently. One of the biggest differences between WWE and AEW is the fact that the later is TV14 improves. It provides eager content for fans. This includes a lot more swearing as well. Former WWE superstar Chris Masters took to Twitter and criticized AEW for having too much swearing on the live television. He apparently doesn't appreciate the amount of adult language he's hearing. Whatever, man. He says here, and I quote, "The amount of cursing on AEW feels like a bit too much. I mean, WWE does the same, so what's the fucking difference? Really, they both have curse. They both have it to where talents are cursing on TV. Why is he even mentioning this? This shouldn't even be a discussion. This is not even that serious. Really. Everybody cusses on TV. We'll have to wait and see whether AEW will tone down its profanity or not. They're not going to do it. They ain't going to do it. For the time being, it seems unlikely. Ringside News. That's what they say. I'm saying it's not going to happen. They're not going to tone it down. Chris Masters is not even an AEW talent. He ain't the president of AEW. He can't tell AEW what to do. Really. Give me a fucking break with this shit. Got some news on Royal Ringo. So apparently Ringo still has plenty of time on his WWE, or should I say AEW deal. I wish he was back in WWE. WWE desperately needs Royal Ringo back. Royal Ringo was released from his WWE contract on January 5th, 2022, and that came as shock to the pro wrestling world. The veteran made his AEW debut at the Promotions Revolution pay-per-view event on March the 6th, 2022. I can't believe Chris Masters still took to Twitter to fucking blast something that's not even serious. All wrestling promotions have their wrestlers cuss on TV. I mean, it's nothing new. What a prick Chris Masters is, dude. Dave Meltzer previously reported on Wrestling Observer Radio that Ringo signed a short-term contract with AEW, leading to speculations that the Blackpool native may rejoin Triple H in WWE following the expiration of his current contract. Meltzer, however, issued a clarification on Monday stating that Ringo signed a multi-year contract with the Jacksonville-based promotion that will keep him with AEW for the foreseeable future. Says here, and I quote, a correction from last night's show regarding Ringo's deal based on what he said when he signed his deal. Signed last spring was for 3 years. And quote, Ringo is currently involved in a high-profile feud with Jon Moxley that kicked off after Ringo helped MJF defeat Moxley for the AEW Championship at Full Gear pay-per-view on the 19th of November 2022. Now, there's some news on Hikaru Shida. She showed off new look. The Japanese star took to her Instagram, uploaded a video of herself where she showed off a completely different look. She got red highlights and cut her hair short, and fans were all for it. Absolutely all for it. She said, and I quote, purple? She questioned and said, purple? No, end quote. We'll have to see whether AEW will have anything important planned for Hikaru Shida in the coming weeks or not. I doubt that. I don't think they will. In the meantime, I'm going to show you guys her new look real quick. Real quick. I want you guys to see it. Especially if you're an AEW wrestling fan or a Hikaru Shida fan. Check this out. Look at this woman's new look. So that's her new look, man. There she is. Look. I'm going to click on the video. That was before. This was after. Oh, shoot. Did you guys see the video? I hope you saw it. If you didn't, it's okay. You can always look Hikaru Shida's Instagram name up for more details to see it. Now, AEW canceled creative plans for Juventud Guerrera due to injury. Guerrero wasn't seen on AEW television after this match against Chris Jericho. Speaking during a high spots visual signing, Guerrero revealed that AEW had plans to use him more, but they were nixed after he got injured. So, it says here, and I quote, that was great, actually, experience with AEW. That was tremendous. It was great, and then after 2 months, we were talking to do more, but then I got hurt. But yeah, now I'm good. Guerrero was recently spotted in training with Sasha Banks as well. Regardless, see whether Guerrero will make his return to AEW television somewhere down the line or not. What's y'all's take on Guerrero? Or Guerrera, should I say? I said Guerrero. I'm thinking Sammy Guerrero. Say Guerrero, or Juventud Guerrera. I know I need to get off of here. What in the world, man? You can't say I didn't do bad. I mean, I did. I did good. Now, I got some news on the AEW viewership from Thanksgiving week. AEW brought the episode of Dynamite after Full Gear last week, but they also had competition with the week of Thanksgiving. How did the viewership turn out? WrestleNomics reports that the November the 23rd episode of AEW Dynamite brought in a viewership of 880,000 with a .32 and an 18.49 demographic. So that was the viewership for last week. Now, AEW Dynamite ticket sales indicate a sellout this week. I got some news on that and Andrade and Danhausen, and that'll be it. So AEW is coming to Independence, or should I say Indianapolis. on November 30th. Much like every week, this week's show promises to provide an exciting night of action and is close to being sellout. It is very, very close to being sold out, man. WrestleTix Patreon reported that out of the current seating capacity of 4,616, 3,429 tickets have been distributed. This means that only 1,187 tickets are yet to be sold. Given that the 3/4 of the tickets have been sold with 2 days to go, it is more than likely that the show will be sold out or is close to selling out. Given the size of the venue, if AEW had only managed to sell 50% of the tickets, the company might need to be concerned. Those sales indicate that AEW will do very well this week. Most venues sell about 1K tickets on the day of the show or the few days leading up to the show. So AEW should be able to sell out for this week. As for this week's episode of Dynamite, the card for that is Danielson versus Harwood, Jay Cargill, TBS Championship Celebration, Willow Nightingale versus Anna Jay, and we'll hear from NJF. And then we got the Death Triangle versus the Elite. Match 3 of the best of 7 series for the AEW World Trios Championship. My watch along for Dynamite will be live tomorrow night, of course, and the review, hopefully. I got some news on Andrade, and then after that, I'll have news on Danhausen, and that'll be it. I'll be out of here. So, apparently, Andrade's absence was due to a torn pectoral muscle he suffered a few months ago. Andrade took to Instagram to post a picture of himself from his hospital saying that he just underwent surgery. Says here, and I quote, "My first surgery, I can't believe it happened. A few months ago, I tore my pectoral muscle. Thank God I could and wanted to finish my match. I kept working because I love the business, but we know many people do not value your effort these days. I took the opportunity to go to a doctor." End quote. Professional wrestling is a risky business. It's sad to see any wrestler get injured. My thoughts, prayers go out to Andrade El Idolo for a speedy recovery. Even Ringside News said their wishes and prayers go out to Andrade as well. And final WWE Tuesday afternoon news, or should I say AEW Tuesday afternoon news. I don't know why I'm getting my shit wrong all of a sudden. That's how you know I need to get off. But seriously, guys, your final AEW Tuesday afternoon news is on Danhausen. He was a victim of a hit-and-run car accident. My thoughts go out to Danhausen. Hopefully he heals from that. But according to Danhausen's recent tweet, he went through a series of mishaps as his car was a victim of a hit-run car accident. Also, the airport had no parking, and the second flight was delayed by 3 hours, causing them to buy a whole new flight. Says here, and I quote, "Today, Danhausen's car was hit and run. Apparently, airport had parking. Second flight was delayed by 3 hours, so had to buy an entirely new flight and get checked. Big transfer over to new airline that will hopefully make it." End quote. A very nice, very evil star signed with AEW in January this year. Since then, he has adopted a humorous, flourish character, donning black, red, and white face paint and having the power to curse wrestlers. A recent dark character turn could allow fans to see a new side of Danhausen, but he might need to fix his car first. So, what's y'all's take on this? Let me know. That's going to do it for your AEW Tuesday afternoon news, guys. I'm getting out of here. I'll see you guys in live chat for your WWE and AEW Wednesday afternoon news. And I'll see you guys in live chat for Dynamite tomorrow night as well. If you guys enjoyed the Monday Night Raw review, like I said, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you do. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, add me on Snapchat, follow me on Instagram and all that. Links to all my accounts are in the description below. You guys have a safe Tuesday. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. I'm out of here.